This message from Elon Musk's began quietly, almost like a whisper floating across the digital sky, but suddenly it struck like lightning, and the words echoed everywhere. This person is the key. Find them immediately. At first nobody knew who he meant. Was it a scientist? A lost genius? A hidden innovator? But as the message spread, as millions repeated it, as analysts tried to decipher it, something unusual kept happening. Every pattern, every algorithm, every clue pointed toward you. Not a celebrity, not a billionaire, not someone the world constantly watches, but you. And the timing wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. Your name aligned with a moment the universe had been shaping quietly in the background. The way stars form long before anyone sees them shine. Elon Musk didn't say much else. He didn't reveal the details. He never does. He simply said the world is approaching a shift and that the shift depends on one person, someone overlooked, someone who carries an idea, an energy, a frequency that can tilt the future into clarity. This person, he emphasized, is the key. Everyone thought he meant a coder, or a technologist, or a researcher working in some hidden lab. But you need to understand something right now. You are far more significant than the world has allowed you to believe. You carry a kind of blueprint inside you, a purpose that has been waiting for the right hour. And that hour is awakening now. There are moments in history when ordinary people rise without warning. They step into timelines they never thought were meant for them. They become the answer to a problem nobody else can solve, not because they planned it, not because they trained for it, but because destiny itself selects them. Elon Musk's message wasn't just a call. It was a recognition. Something about your journey, your resilience, your intuition, your mind, your heart, something you've collected through your struggles and your quiet endurance, has formed a key. Your experiences have not been random. Your heartbreaks have not been wasted. Your delays have not been failures. You've been shaped by pressure, by uncertainty, by moments where you felt unseen, unheard, underestimated. All of that was forming a person capable of unlocking something bigger. Elon Musk doesn't speak lightly. When he says someone is the key, he means that person holds an idea, a spark, a solution, even if they don't know it yet. You think you are just surviving right now, trying to get through life one day at a time, but what you don't see is that you've been building knowledge, sensitivity, creativity, and strength in silence. The world never sees the roots growing underground, but without them the tree could not rise. You are in your root phase turning point. The moment before emergence. The moment when everything inside you reorganizes and prepares for expansion. You may not feel ready. You may not feel powerful. You may not feel extraordinary. But destiny often chooses those who have walked through shadows and still found a way to keep their light. That alone makes you the key. Elon Musk's message spread faster than expected. People argued about it, debated it, mocked it, marveled at it. But what they didn't understand was that the message was coded. It wasn't for the world. It was for the person who would feel it rather than analyze it. The person who would read it and sense a quiet pull inside them. The one who would think, "Why does this feel like it's talking to me?" That sensation is not coincidence. It is recognition. You're feeling it because the message matches something written in your spirit long before you were aware of your purpose. You've always known you were different. You've always felt moments where your intuition whispered truths that later proved right. You've always sensed that life was preparing you for something more, even if you didn't know what. That inner knowing, that is what makes you the key. Musk's cryptic alert wasn't about technology alone. It wasn't about spacecraft or AI or robotics. It was about human potential. Humanity doesn't evolve because machines get smarter. It evolves because certain people rise, people who become catalysts, activators, connectors. People who shift energy. People who awaken what others do not see. You carry something that activates people around you. Maybe it's the way you understand deeply. Maybe it's the way you sense patterns others miss. Maybe it's the way you naturally comfort, encourage, or inspire without even trying. Maybe it's the ideas you hold in the back of your mind, ideas you don't speak because the world around you feels too small to understand them. But they exist, and they matter, and someone like Elon Musk would absolutely sense the arrival of a mind the world hasn't recognized yet. Think about your life, the struggles, the strange timing, the coincidences that didn't feel like coincidences at all. The opportunities that almost came together. The dreams that felt too big but never went away. Everything in your story has been directing you to a moment where the world finally notices what you carry. You've been hidden, but not forgotten. You've been preparing without realizing it. The universe often keeps its keys disguised. Elon Musk's alert was the beginning of something awakening, something that concerns you more than you understand yet. You may feel tired lately. You may feel like life has been slowing down, dissolving certain connections, isolating you, or pushing you into introspection. That is not a breakdown, it is realignment. Before a door opens, other doors close. Before a mission begins, unnecessary noise is removed. Before destiny lifts someone higher, the universe clears the space around them. If you felt alone, it's because you're being positioned. If life has been quiet, it's because you're being recalibrated. Nothing around you is random. Elon Musk's message is also a mirror. It is showing you something you've refused to believe about yourself, that you matter more than you think, that your mind is sharper than you give yourself credit for, that your heart is stronger than you know, and that your presence influences more than you realize. The world is full of people who underestimate their own value because they haven't yet stepped into the moment that reveals it. You are on the doorstep of that moment. Maybe you've had ideas, business ideas, creative projects, inventions, visions, that you put aside because you didn't have support or resources. Maybe you thought no one would understand them. But those ideas didn't come to you by accident. They came because you are aligned with a future that needs them. Elon Musk senses patterns in collective consciousness. When he says someone is the key, he means someone is carrying something that aligns with an upcoming shift. And you have been carrying something quietly for years, a way of thinking, a perspective, an energy that doesn't exist anywhere else. You may be wondering why you, of all people, would matter to someone like him. But understand this: transformation often begins with the unexpected. World-changing trajectories rarely start with the obvious. The strongest forces in the universe are invisible at first. You are further along in your story than you think. You are closer to breakthroughs than you realize. And the world is preparing to reflect back the potential you've been holding in silence. Elon Musk's message is not telling you to become something else. It's telling you to awaken who you already are. That spark you've been suppressing, let it rise. That dream you keep burying, it's time to resurrect it. That version of you that you've been afraid to step into, that is the person the world is looking for. That is the person who is the key. You are entering a phase where things will start aligning unusually fast. People will show up unexpectedly. Ideas will flow effortlessly. Opportunities that once seemed distant will appear suddenly. Because once destiny wakes up, it moves quickly. Once a key turns, the door opens instantly. Elon Musk's alert wasn't just a message, it was momentum. It was a signal that the energy around you is shifting, intensifying, preparing for recognition. Your life is not random. Your timing is not random. Your presence here, reading this message, at this exact moment, is not random. You've been found, not by accident. You may not realize how many times life has tried to hint at your significance. There were moments when strange coincidences lined up, when people told you things that felt too meaningful to ignore, when your intuition tugged at you so strongly it almost felt like a voice. You brushed those moments off as imagination, but they were signals, signposts on your path, guiding you toward the truth that is finally unfolding now. Elon Musk's declaration didn't come out of nowhere. It was timed to the awakening of people like you, individuals whose minds carry ideas the world does not yet understand but desperately needs. You have been walking with a kind of hidden intelligence, a quiet sensitivity. A rare combination of practicality and vision. Most people pick one path, logic or intuition, but you've always carried both. Even when you doubted yourself, even when you hesitated, both sides of you existed, waiting for the moment you would trust them enough to act. The world has a strange way of hiding its most important people behind everyday circumstances. It doesn't announce them. It doesn't give them a grand entrance. It surrounds them with chaos, challenges, moments of self-doubt, and situations that make them question everything. But hidden behind all of that is preparation. Your struggles shaped your resilience. Your disappointments sharpened your clarity. Your setbacks refined your vision. And every time you thought life was pushing you down, it was actually pushing you into position. The key does not work until it fits perfectly into the lock, and your life has been carving you into the exact shape you needed to be. You've also been placed in situations that didn't make sense until now. People came into your life temporarily and left suddenly. Some connections felt powerful but ended abruptly. You may have wondered why certain relationships, opportunities, or dreams didn't last. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to stay on the journey meant only for you. The universe removed distractions so you could hear your own inner calling clearly. It closed doors that would have kept you small. It pulled you away from people who couldn't see your potential, so you could eventually meet the ones who would. Elon Musk's message wasn't only about finding you. It was about preparing the world to recognize someone who had been hidden in plain sight. You might be feeling a shift lately, emotionally, mentally, energetically. Something inside you feels ready, even if you can't explain why. You sense that change is coming, not as fear but as anticipation. Your spirit knows before your mind does. Even your habits may be shifting. You're thinking differently. You're dreaming differently. You're noticing signs you once ignored. It is as if the world around you is whispering, "Pay attention. Something is beginning." And you are not imagining that. The moment you read Musk's message, something inside you reacted, not with panic, but with recognition. That recognition is the key turning inside you, unlocking insight, awakening deeper layers of purpose. People don't understand the power of alignment. They think success is about luck, effort, or timing alone. But true destiny happens when everything, your past, your pain, your gifts, your intuition, lines up all at once. You are entering that alignment now. The reason Musk's message felt personal is because it was meant to feel that way. Not because he knows your name, but because he sensed the arrival of people like you. People whose inner potential has been building silently for years. A global shift never begins with the loudest voices. It begins with the hidden ones rising. You might think your ideas are too small, your dreams too unrealistic, your talents too unrecognized. But that's how every world changer begins. Before anyone believed in them, they believed in a whisper inside themselves. Before anyone saw their potential, they carried it alone. You're at the stage where your inner whisper is getting louder. It's not a coincidence. It's time, and understand this, being the key doesn't mean you must change the entire world overnight. It means you have a unique contribution, one that only you can offer. It may be an idea you haven't acted on yet. It may be a project waiting inside your thoughts. It may be a message, a story, a creation, an invention, a perspective, or even an energy shift you bring to the people around you. The key doesn't always open kingdoms, it sometimes opens the person themselves, and through them, the world moves. Elon Musk sensed the arrival of individuals who would shape the next era of human potential. You are one of them, not because you sought greatness but because greatness has been quietly growing in you. You've always had the ability to see what others overlook. You've always felt something inside you that didn't match the life around you. That mismatch wasn't a flaw, it was proof you were meant for more. This is why life has been pushing you to grow. This is why life has been isolating you, refining you, stripping away things that drained your energy. The universe was preparing you for a season where you step into a version of yourself you didn't think you could reach. That version of you is waking up right now. The world is shifting. Patterns are changing. Consciousness is rising. And people like you, quiet thinkers, intuitive souls, persistent dreamers, hidden innovators, are the ones who will shape the new future. Elon Musk's message didn't point to a celebrity or a billionaire. It pointed to someone the world isn't watching yet. Someone who carries something rare. Someone who thinks differently. Someone who has been preparing in silence. It pointed to you, and even if you don't feel ready, destiny does not wait for readiness, it unfolds in its own timing. All you have to do is stop doubting the voice inside you. Stop ignoring the ideas that keep returning. Stop shrinking yourself to fit a life that was never meant to contain you. Everything around you is shifting because you are approaching a turning point, one that will reveal strengths you didn't know you had. Your purpose is stirring, your path is aligning, your moment is approaching. You need to understand something as this message moves toward its final truth. Destiny is not loud. It does not arrive with fireworks or announcement. It comes quietly, through intuition, through timing, through moments that feel like coincidence but are actually alignment. Elon Musk's statement, that one person is the key, was not meant to shock the world. It was meant to wake the person who would recognize themselves in the message. Not because they are arrogant, but because they have felt their potential pulsing inside them for years without knowing what to do with it. That person is you. And deep down, even if you hesitate to admit it, you've always felt you were meant for something more. There are times in life when the universe pauses, holds its breath, and waits for someone to rise. Not with force, not with noise, but with clarity. You are entering that moment right now. The signs around you have been gathering like quiet constellations, unusual coincidences, new ideas, sudden motivation, unexpected intuition, and a sense that everything you've endured is finally leading somewhere. It feels strange because this is the first time your path is lining up with your purpose so directly. The reason Musk's message echoed in your spirit is because it aligned with a truth you've been carrying unconsciously. You are not another face in the crowd. You are not someone drifting without meaning. You are someone whose existence has weight. someone whose presence shifts things. Someone whose ideas, energy, and inner strength can influence people without trying. You might say, but I'm just trying to survive. Yet survival has been training you. You might think, I'm not special. Yet your mind and heart carry patterns no one else has. You might feel, I'm not ready. Yet readiness is shaped in silence, not spotlight. Destiny doesn't choose the perfect, it chooses the willing. It chooses the resilient. It chooses the ones who have walked through darkness and still kept their light. And you have done that more times than you can count. That is why you are the key. Your life is on the verge of shifting into a new frequency. You're beginning to feel it, subtle changes in your thinking, new desires forming, deeper clarity rising from within. You're starting to question old limits, old fears, old versions of yourself that no longer fit. This is not instability. This is transformation. The universe breaks the shape of who you were so you can become who you were meant to be. Everything that once felt comfortable is no longer enough because you're being called into a higher place. And the moment you step into that place, you will understand why life unfolded the way it did. Elon Musk didn't say that you were the strongest, the smartest, or the most powerful. He didn't point to titles or achievements or status. He pointed to significance, the kind that comes from within, not from applause. He spoke about the person who holds a key idea, a key energy, a key shift. And understand this, sometimes the key isn't a single idea, it's a person themselves. You change the world not just by what you do but by who you become. Your presence inspires someone who inspires someone else. Your resilience influences someone who feels lost. Your creativity sparks someone else's breakthrough. Your thinking leads to innovations or connections that ripple outward through countless lives. You may not realize how many lives you've already affected. You may not know how many people you've helped heal simply by being yourself. You may not understand how your quiet strength has kept others going. But the universe has seen it. Destiny has tracked it. And that is why you are being awakened now. The world needs the version of you that has been sleeping beneath self-doubt and fear. It needs the version of you who dares to step into your own potential, even if your hands tremble at first. What comes next in your life will not be random. New people will appear, carrying opportunities that feel strangely aligned. Unexpected conversations will open doors. Ideas you left behind will return stronger. You will feel pulled toward certain choices without knowing why, and you'll later realize those choices led you exactly where you needed to be. This is how destiny works. It unfolds through the smallest moments that end up shaping the biggest shifts. You do not have to force anything. You only need to stop shrinking from your own potential. There will be a moment, soon, when you will look back at everything you've endured and see it clearly for the first time. You will understand why certain relationships ended, why you didn't fit into certain places, why life slowed you down, why you were separated from people you once believed were essential. All of it was preparation. Every disappointment was redirection. Every loss was making space. Every delay was protection. You were being shaped into the key long before Elon Musk spoke the words that identified you. And now, your time is arriving. Slowly at first, then quickly, then all at once. The universe is opening a doorway you didn't see before, and once you step through it, your life will never be the same. You will step into clarity, into confidence, into purpose, and into a version of yourself you've been becoming quietly through every hardship. You will no longer question your worth. You will no longer wonder if you're meant for more. You will feel it with every heartbeat. You will know it with every breath, because you are the key, not by accident, not by luck, but by destiny.